Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well today. What we're going to focus on in Unit 15 in the first section is simplifying square roots. So to simplify the square roots, here are some of the square roots we've talked about this semester. To simplify a radical expression, we need to focus on these things. We don't want any perfect factors. We don't want any squares left. We don't want any cubes left. Anything that would be a perfect factor other than 1 in your radicand. We don't want any fractions in the radicand. And we don't want any radicals appearing in the denominator of a fraction. So we're going to focus today on square roots only. So simplify the square root expression completely. So square root. Assume all variables are positive. Just as a reminder, to simplify the square root, we want to bring out in pairs. Pair 2. So we want 2 of the same kind. So we're going to work through several examples here to show you how to simplify a square root in its simplest form. So we'll start out with just variables. So number 1, suppose we had the square root of x squared. We would simplify x squared into its simplest form, x times x. We would look to see if we have any pairs of the same number or the same variable. So we have a group or a pair of x's. So we're going to bring out an x. So the square root of x squared is equal to x. Number 2. Suppose we have the square root of x cubed. All right, we could simplify it by breaking down into 3 x's. Form pairs. There's a pair of x's. You can't form a pair with this x. So you're going to bring 1 out from here, and you have 1 left. Another way you can do this same problem, your exponents could become much higher than 3. You would not want to write out, if your exponent was 50, x to the 50th, 50 x's. So let's see how we can deal with this exponent without writing the base out that many times. So the square root of x cubed, we can take the index and divide it into the exponent. So the index is 2, the exponent is 3. 2 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. We have remainder 1. The remainder is what stays. It stays in the radicand, and the 1 here is what comes out. So we bring 1x out, 1x stays. You get the same answer. All right, number 3. Let's have x on the outside times the square root of x to the 5th. Working it the first way, suppose you want to write out 5 x's. form your pairs. Here's a pair, here's a pair. You can't form a pair. So you already have an X out. Bring an X, another X. This X stays. So you have 3 X's, so X to the third. And you have X that stays. Or you can work this same problem out. The index is 2. 2 goes into 5. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract, you have remainder 1. So we're going to bring 2 out and 1 stays inside. So X is already on the outside. Bring 2 more X's out and 1 of those stays. X times X squared is X cubed times the square root of X. All right, now let's look at coefficients here and variables together. So number 4. Let's do the square root of 104 a to the 21st. I'm going to concentrate on 104, and I'm going to break it down into its prime parts. So I can do 104 divided by 2, and I get 2 times 52. I'm just going to bring down a to the 21st. So I'm doing a factor tree when you branch off. Bring the 2 down, it's prime, 52. 52 divided by 2, you get 26. Bring down the 20, a to the 21st. This 2 is prime, so it stays. This 2 is prime, it stays. We need to break 26 down. 26 divided by 2 is 13. Bring down a to the 21st. We have a group of 2's or a pair of 2's. This comes outside. You do not have a pair that you can form with 2 or with 13, so they're going to stay on the inside. A to the 21st. Index is 2. How many times will it go into 21? 2 goes into 2 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. Bring down the 1. 2 goes into 1 0 times. 0 times 2 is 0. So you have 10 pairs of 2's that you can form, and you're going to have 1 that stays. So 10 come out, 1 stays inside. So a to the 10th with an a inside. Simplifying, we have 2 a to the 10th. 2 times 13 is 26. A. Number 5. Let's have a variable on the outside, x times the square root of 16, x to the 4th. The square root of 16, is 4. So I'm going to bring a 4 out for the 16. X to the 4th. Index is 2. How many times does it go into 4? 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. No remainder. So we have 2 x's that come out. You already have 1 x that's here. The 2 that are going to come out. So this reduces to 4x cubed. Example 6. The square root 18 x squared y to the 5th. Break 18 down. 2 times 9. Bring down x squared, y to the 5th. 2 is prime. 9 breaks into 3 and 3. Bring down x squared. Bring down y to the 5th. You have a group of 3's that you can bring out. The 2 will stay. Index is 2. Exponent's 2. 2 goes into 2 one time. No remainder. Bring out an x. You don't have any x's inside. Y to the 5th. Index into 5. 2 goes into 5 two times. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 left. Bring out 2 y's, so y squared. 1 stays. 3x y squared times the square root of 2y. Example 7. The square root of 96 x cubed divided by the square root of 3x to the 5th. Let's bring the two together. Underneath one radical. Divide. 96 divided by 3 is 32. Same base, subtract your exponents. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. We can't have a negative exponent, so let's rewrite. The square root of 32 divided by the square root of x to the 2nd. Break 32 down. 2 times 32 divided by 2 is 2 times 16. The square root of x squared, 2 goes into 2 one time, no remainder. Bring out an x. Continue breaking down the numerator. 2 times 8 would give us 16. 8 we could do 2 times 4. Break down the top one more time. 2 times 2 times 2. 4 becomes 2 and 2. Form your pairs. Here's a pair of 2's. Here's a pair of 2's. So 2 times 2. 2 left over. This reduces to 4 square roots of 2 over x. Let's do another one. Let's do 2ab times the square root of 18, a to the 12th, b to the 13th. All right, let's break 18 down. 2 times 9. All right, 2, we can't form a group. 9, the square root of 9 is 3. So I'm going to bring a 3 out for the 9. A times b. I've got a 2 left. A to the 12th, b to the 13th. Let's deal with the exponents. Index is 2. 2 goes into 12 6 times. There's no remainder. For b, 2 goes into 13 6 times. There's 1 as a remainder. So on the outside, 2 times 3 is 6. You have an a. You're going to bring 6 more out. A to the 7th. You have none, no a's that stay. For b, you have 1 outside. You're going to bring 6 more. B to the 7th. Inside, we did not use 2. There's no a's left, and there's 1 b left. 6, a to the 7th, b to the 7th, times the square root of 2b. If you have any questions, make sure you let us know. Email your teacher, and we can help you get through the problems that you're struggling on. I hope each of you have a great day.